Hello, we are going to discuss basics of R language and RStudio. First, we discuss variable. A variable is a named value holder in primary memory. When we declare a variable, we have to assign a name to the variable, and there are some rules that we need to follow. First, a variable name can contain alphabets, digits, underscore, and a period, means dot. Variable name can begin with alphabet or a dot, but if it begins with a dot, then dot should not be followed by a digit. So here are some examples. This is valid because variable name is beginning with alphabet and underscore is allowed. This is invalid because percent operator is not allowed. It is beginning with digit, so this is invalid. Variable name should begin with alphabet or a dot. It is beginning with dot and underscore is allowed, so this is valid. This is invalid because, as we discussed, if name begins with dot, then it should not be followed by a digit, so this is invalid. It is invalid because variable name cannot begin with underscore. This is valid and this is also valid. Now there are three ways to assign a value to a variable or to an object. So we can use assignment operator, that is equal sign. So 25 is being assigned to variable called number. We can also use arrow operator. So we can write statement like this, or we can write like this also. So the arrow is pointing towards the destination. So 25 will be assigned to number. In this statement, arrow is pointing towards number, so 25 will be assigned to number. So arrow points towards the destination. So all of these three statements are valid. Now, if you want to write a comment in your R script, then single line comment starts with hash. So this is an example how we write single line comment in R script, and there is no multiple line comment in R language. If you want to write a multiple line comment, then you can use this trick, if false. Because this expression is false, so this code will never be executed. So you can write multiple line comment like this. Now these are the basic data types of Java. Values with fractional part like 3.2, 1.0, these are called numerics, or we can also call double. And values without fractional part are called integers. Integers are also numerics. True and false are logical type values. Strings are called characters in R language. And other than that, there are complex data type, and raw is used to store raw data, means bytes. Okay, so here are some examples. A is assigned true, so type of A is logical. B is assigned 3.14, so B is numeric. C is assigned 25, C is an integer. D is assigned 2 plus 3 iota, so D is a complex number. R language, it is being assigned to E, so E is a character type or string, and raw is used to hold raw data. So if I store hello, it will be stored as 68, 65, 6C, 6C, 6F. Okay. Now if you want to determine data type of an object, we can use class function. Class is the name of the function, and we will pass an object here, and it will tell us type of the object, whether it is an integer, it's a character, or it's logical. And if we want to convert data from one type to another type, for example from integer to character or from character to integer, we can use as dot and xxx. Xx stands for type. So function names are like as dot character, as dot integer, and here are some examples. As dot integer, so 5.6 it's a numeric value, and as integer it will convert this value to integer. As character, 5.6 is a numeric value, it will convert this value to a string. Now here are some RStudio basic commands. We will take an example of these commands. ls stands for list. ls is list, it will display list of all the objects available in the environment. Using remove method, rm stands for remove. Using remove method we can delete an object. Set working directory, this function can be used to specify the working directory. Whatever files we save will be saved in this working directory. Get working directory, using this function we can determine the current working directory. And q stands for quit, it is used to quit the R session. Now we are going to start with RStudio. So there are 4 partitions in RStudio. In the upper left partition we can write R scripts or R programs. The bottom left partition, this is console or this is interactive prompt. Here we can interact with RStudio. For example, if I write 2 plus 3, sorry, I am writing in the interactive prompt 2 plus 3, it will display 5. If I write 5 into 6, it will display 30. So we can interact with RStudio in this bottom left partition, which is also called console. Here you, in the upper right partition, you can see objects that have been created in R environment, and this bottom right partition, it can be used to display help, packages, etc. So today we will focus on interactive prompt, object browser, and the script editor. Okay, so first we create some objects in the environment, and as we discussed that there are 3 ways to assign a value. So first I write a is assigned 10. So it has created an object a, its value is 10. You can also use arrow operator to assign a value. So b is assigned 20. So it has created an object b, its value is 20. Now I can write like this, 30 is assigned to c. So it will create one more object c, it has value 30. So object browser window, it is used to display all the objects that have been created in the environment. At the moment we have 3 objects, a, b, c, and these are the values. Okay, now we create some more objects. Course is assigned R and Hadoop. So it has created an object course, its value is R in Hadoop. Passed is true. So one more object passed, its value is true. If you want to determine type of an object, you can use class function. So first we create one more object. Number is 1.23. So number, its value is 1.23. So if I write class of number, so it's numeric. So 1.23 is numeric. Now class of a, it's also numeric. As we discussed, integer is also a numeric. Okay, now class of course. So strings are called characters in R language. So class of course is character, and class of passed, so it's logical. It's logical. So using the class function, we can determine type of an object. If you want to remove any object, or first we discuss list method. So using list method, we can display list of all the objects. So list method will display all the objects available in the environment. So it will display ABC, course, number and past. Or you can see the list in browser also. If you want to remove any of the objects, you can use remove function. So if I write remove number, so you can see in the browser this number object has been removed from the environment. Okay, it has been deleted. I remove one more, remove C. It has removed C object from the environment. You can remove multiple objects also, like remove A, comma, B, comma, course, comma, past. So it will remove all the objects. So now our object browser is empty. Now in the upper left corner, this is the script editor. Here we can write R scripts. So let's try R script. So first we discuss set working directory and get working directory method. So using the set working directory method, you can specify the directory where your programs will be saved. So I specify the location E drive, and in the E drive I have created a folder called R code. So set working directory E drive R code. So my programs, my files will be saved in the R code folder of E drive. If you want to determine which is your working directory, you can use get working directory function. So get working directory, it is showing E drive's R code. Now whatever files I will be saved, I will save, it will be saved in the E drive's R code folder. Now write a script. So we will write a basic program that will read two values, calculate their total and it will display the total. So X is read sorry. Okay, so read line method, it will display a prompt to enter a value, and whatever value we enter, it will return that value as a string, and as integer function will convert that value to integer. As integer, this is the name of the function, and as we discussed, dots are allowed in names of functions and variables. So as dot integer is a function name and dot is allowed in a function name. Now we read another value, y is enter another value. So it will read two values in x and y. Now we calculate sum. Sum is x plus y. Now we will display result. So for output we use the print method, and to combine two items, two strings or a string or a variable, we use paste function. So first I will display total equals, and after that value of some variable should be combined. So it will display sum, extra sum. Now we need to save this program. So I am clicking on the save button. So as you can see in the file dialog, location is R code, and we have specified this location using the set working directory method. So I am going to save this program with the name calculate.r. I have saved this program. Now to run a script file, we use the function source, and here we specify the name calculate.r. Now this program is running. So first statement was enter a value, so it is prompting us to enter a value. Suppose I enter 20. Here you can see an object has been created x and its value is 20. Now it will prompting us to enter another value. I entered 30 and it is string total is 50. So in the environment, three objects have been created. X, its value is 20, L stands for long, Y, its value is 30, and sum is 50. So this is how you can run your program. Okay, so if I write str is assigned 23, so type of 23 is str, no string, or it's a character. You can determine the type using the class function, class of str. It will display character, so it is showing character. If I want to convert this string 23 to numeric 23, I can write number. This is the variable name, is assigned as dot integer, and here we will pass str. So you can see an object number has been created, its value is 23. So if I write number, it will display 23. If I write class of number, it will display integer. Okay, and we try one more thing. I write past is true. Now number is as integer, and here we pass past. Now I print number, it will display 1 because value is true. So if it is true and it will convert, and you convert it to logical value, it will return true. Now I change the value of past, I assign it false. Okay, so now value of past is false. Again I try convert it to integer. Now we print number 0. So when you convert logical value to an integer, if value is true, it will be converted to 1. If value is false, it will be converted to 0. Okay, so we using as dot character, as dot integer, you can convert from one data type to another data type. So we discussed to create objects, we discussed to write a script file and how to run it, how to set working directory, how to determine the working directory, and if you want to quit your R session, you can use the function Q. Q stands for quit. So if I quit, so save workspace image, we will discuss it later on. Yes. Okay, now it will quit the R session. Okay, bye.